Welcome to Biafra Battle Cry TV. We are loyalists to IPOB leader, Motsi Nnamdi Kanu. Biafra is our religion and here is where we worship.
After the Fulani conquered the northern part of Nigeria, what next? What followed shaped the history of the northern part of Nigeria for what seemed like forever. Pay attention. You see, Uthman Danfodio did not just lead a jihad. No. He founded an Islamic empire called the Sokoto Caliphate. You see, after the conquest of the northern part of Nigeria, the Fulani unified the northern part of Nigeria under Sharia law, Islamic scholarship, and Fulani leadership. They ruled the north from Sokoto to Adamawa. That is why in Nigeria today, you will hear Sharia law, Sharia law. It did not just start today. That is what was used to unify the northern part of Nigeria, the Sharia law, the Islamic scholarship, and the Fulani leadership. You see, Uthman Danfodio, after the north has been conquered between 1804 to 1808, he created a decentralized system of administration in the north. He created Caliphate, the Sokoto Caliphate. Some historical evidence pointed out about the Wandu also. So he created emirates in the north and appointed people in charge of each of these emirates. He called them the emirs. So the emirs were in charge of the emirates. So today when you hear the emir of this, the emir of that, that is Uthman Danfodio creation of an institution in the northern part of Nigeria. And by extension, they infiltrated into other geographical space in Nigeria where they conquer. That's why today you can hear the emir of Ilorin, even when Ilorin happens to be in the western geographical location in Nigeria. But they have an emir because they have conquered and what? Decentralized their institution. So people were in charge of positions. They created a system that enabled the payment of taxation. For example, you had the Waziri. He was the head of the officials. They had the Galadima. He was the head of the capital. They had the Madawaki. He was the commander of the army. They had the Dogari. He was the head of the police. They had the Maji. He was the treasury officer. They had the Salikin Rowa. He was the head of the fishing place. They had the Salikin Father. He was the head of the palace workers, and they had the Salikin Power. He was the head of the butchers, the one you can call abattoir. So to go to abattoir, you have to meet the Salikin what? Power. To go to the head of the officials, you meet the Waziri. To go to the army, you meet the Madawaki. To go to the police, you meet the Dogari. To go to the treasury, you meet the Dogari, treasury officer. So people were in charge of positions. It was decentralized. People were paying taxes, but power and loyalty flowed back to the Caliphate, the Sokoto. He made his son, Muhammadu Bello, and his brother, Abdullahi, in charge of the key legions. Some historical evidence pointed out that his son, Muhammadu Bello, was in charge of the Sokoto Caliphate, while his brother, Abdullahi, was in charge of the Wandu. So, these were systems that were there at that point in time. So with time, the Sokoto Caliphate became the biggest and the most organized pre-colonial Islamic states in Africa. But you see, with power came tension. Not everyone accepted the Fulani dominance. Some indigenous groups resisted. They resisted, while others were absorbed into that system. Okay? Now you have to understand that the Fulanese did not just conquer the north. They created an empire. That empire shaped the politics, the religion, and the power structure of the northern part of Nigeria till date. And that empire also shaped the politics, the culture, the history, and the power structure of every region where they found their presence. Like as you can see in Ilorin, that part of Nigeria, even if it happens to be in the west, they still have the emir of that place till date. That's what you need to understand. But you know something happened. The British came in 1903 and everything crumbled to an extent. So if you want me to make a video on how the British came and conquered and introduced their own system while leaving some elements of what the Fulanis created, comment in the comment section and I will do a video for it. Tell me, do a video on that and I will do it, okay? If you want me to do a video on how the British came and brought it down and created a system while leaving some element of the Fulani system, let me know in the comment section. Remember, wisdom is a principal thing, and you must always know this, that in as much as you might want to discredit the Fulanese for their conquering nature, one thing you can't take away from them, that where they have come to stay, and most times their dominance is irresistible, if not checkmated and washed. Okay, this video is not made to disorganize the unity of Nigeria. No, it's to enlighten you with wisdom and understanding. And what you do with knowledge depends on how you understand it. But wisdom is a principal thing, and knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave.
Welcome to Biafra Battle Cry TV. We are loyalists to IPOB leader, Motsi Nnamdi Kanu. Biafra is our religion and here is where we worship. Biafra is a spirit and a movement. Thanks again for watching and stay tuned.